Very hot. I'd like to do any of these two guys at the same time. What? Oh.
They say every storage locker has a story, but Gunter Nezhoda's was one of heart and heartbreak. How did a vibrant treasure hunter on Storage Wars confront his untimely demise? What turned his vibrant journey through music, acting, and treasure hunting towards a tragic end?
Hey, there you are. Now.
Again, and action.
Hey, there you are. Now.
Nope. It's the same way you did it before. Hey, there you are. Keep it always the same. Action.
Hey, there you are.
How did a man known for his boundless energy face his final days with such dignity? We're going to explore his journey from the grand opera halls of Vienna to the glaring lights of Las Vegas, and ultimately to a battle he could not win. You have never heard of this Gunter Nezhoda before.
This is my new bass. A modulus. It's a $4,000 bass. And I bought it for $300.
Gunter Nezhoda was born on January 8, 1956, in the heart of Vienna, a city famous for its majestic opera music that helped heal the wounds of war. His father, Otto Nezhoda, was a renowned baritone at the Vienna State Opera. His mother, Maria, once graced the same stages as a chorus singer. Surrounded by music, their home near the stunning St. Stephen's Cathedral was filled with the sounds of opera. This rich musical environment shaped Gunter's early years, immersing him in a world where every note told a story. Gunter was only 6 years old when he found himself backstage at the Grand Vienna State Opera. His dad was rehearsing for Tosca, a dark and dramatic opera, and Gunter was simply tagging along. But that simple trip changed everything. The little boy who was supposed to play a small role, an altar boy silently carrying a candle through the mist, suddenly fell ill. There was no one else to take his place. Gunter was shy, but his dad volunteered him. Before Gunter knew it, he was being fitted with a costume and handed a flickering candle. His heart pounded with a mix of fear and excitement. Carrying that candle, a tiny symbol of hope in the darkness, he walked onto the stage. When the audience erupted in applause, something shifted inside of him. That moment on that grand stage ignited a lifelong passion for performing. However, Gunter was only 10 when his musical world took an unexpected turn. Away from the grand operas of his family, he discovered something thrilling: rock and roll. Inspired, he began taking piano lessons with Frau Helga Schmidt, a teacher who was as strict as she was encouraging. She introduced him to the likes of Schubert and Brahms, but it was the secret nights listening to smuggled Beatles and Rolling Stones records that truly lit a spark in him. These underground listening sessions, held in the basements of friends' houses, brought the thrilling, rebellious rhythms of rock and roll into his life. During his teenage years in the 1960s, Gunter Nezhoda found himself in the middle of a lot of changes. This was a time when new music, cool fashion, and fresh ideas were spreading all over the world, even behind the Iron Curtain. While Vienna, a city known for its great art, was slow to pick up these new trends, Gunter was quick to dive in. He joined youth protests and became part of the hippie movement growing in Vienna. These activities were exciting and new, and they helped him see the world differently. Then at the age of 16, a big change happened again for Gunter. He swapped his piano for a bass guitar. This change started during a fun jam session with his school friends. When Gunter tried the bass guitar, he instantly loved its rhythmic beat. It matched his daring spirit and his wish to stand out more on stage. Inspired by rock legends like The Who and Led Zeppelin, Gunter teamed up with Marcus Weber, a friend who played the drums. Together, they formed a band called Imagine, named after John Lennon's powerful song about peace and freedom. Playing at local clubs like U4 and Flex, Gunter got really good at his bass guitar, and without realizing it, he took a first step of his destiny. Imagine quickly outgrew their humble beginnings as a garage band. With Gunter's deep melodic bass lines and Marcus's energetic drumming, they began to make a name for themselves in Vienna's music scene. Their first major opportunity came when they won a spot to play at the Donauinselfest, an annual open-air music festival in Vienna. Their performance wasn't perfect, but it was filled with a raw, electric passion that really drew in the crowd. This moment lifted them from being virtually unknown to becoming a local sensation, giving them a much wider audience. Gunter, in particular, with his charismatic stage presence and unique sound, started to be recognized as a musician with notable talent and a clear artistic vision. As the 70s turned into the 80s, Imagine started to expand their horizons beyond Austria. Gunter, always driven and ambitious, pushed the band to tour in Germany, a country known for its strong rock music fan base. They began in small towns, playing in tight, cozy venues where they could really connect with their audience. Although these gigs were tough, the moments of joy they shared with their fans, crossing cultural and language barriers, made it all worthwhile. Their tour led them to major German cities like Hamburg and Berlin, where Gunter really started to see the wider impact of their music. During these tours, he discovered the universal power of music and learned how different audiences experience live concerts. However, the peak of their growing fame came when they had the chance to record their first single. In 1979, Imagine walked into a small recording studio in Vienna, filled with excitement and nervous energy. They recorded Freiheit, Freedom, a song that captured their spirit of independence and reflected their musical journey. When released, the single got some airplay on local Austrian radio stations, which was a big deal for the band. Despite this success, the single didn't make the splash they had hoped for. While their dedicated fans loved it, Freiheit didn't reach a wide enough audience to shoot them to stardom. This first experience in the recording studio was mixed with emotions. It was a significant step, yet also a moment for them to face the tough realities of the music industry. And by the early 1980s, the harsh realities of the music industry began to take their toll on Imagine. The relentless touring, the financial burdens of funding their own music, and the strain on their personal lives started to create tension within the band. Gunter, always the optimist, wanted to keep pushing forward, but the others were hesitant to continue living in such uncertainty. In 1982, amid these growing personal and creative differences, Imagine broke up. This split hit Gunter hard, leaving him at a major crossroads and making him question whether his dreams were truly achievable. This period of doubt was intense, but it didn't discourage him and helped him in taking a bold step one more time. In the autumn of 1983, a determined Gunter packed his suitcase and moved to Frankfurt, Germany. The city was alive with electronic music and rock, providing the perfect setting for a bassist keen to experiment and grow. One of Gunter's first performances in Frankfurt quickly became legendary among local music fans. It happened one cold evening at Nachtleben, a small club known for promoting emerging talents. During the show, a sudden power outage left the venue in complete darkness. Undaunted, Gunter and his band continued to play. With car headlights beaming in through the windows, Gunter's impromptu acoustic bass performance enchanted the crowd. This memorable night not only earned him his first significant following in Germany, but also cemented his reputation as a performer. In Frankfurt, Gunter found a world of new musical possibilities. He teamed up with Gunter Nezhoda, a renowned keyboard player known for his work with Wolfgang Ambros and his love for experimental sounds. Nezhoda was looking for a bassist who could keep up with his creative ideas, and Gunter was the perfect match. Together, they created several groundbreaking tracks that mixed progressive rock with electronic music. Working with Nezhoda also opened doors for Gunter to meet and work with other influential musicians and producers. His ability to blend into different musical styles made him very popular in the studio scene. 1985 marked a significant turning point in Gunter Nezhoda's career when he joined the Cadillac, a Yugoslavian rock band known for their dynamic performances and magnetic stage presence. The Cadillac was eager to expand their fame across Europe, and Gunter's exceptional skill and style were just what they needed to boost their appeal. Together, they released Walk Away, Walk Away, a single that soared to the top of the German rock charts and stayed at #1 for several weeks. The success of Walk Away, Walk Away gave Gunter the stardom he had always desired. The band toured relentlessly, playing to packed venues across Germany and nearby countries, thrilling crowds wherever they went. As Gunter's fame grew, he became a highly sought-after session musician throughout Europe. His expertise in laying down intricate bass tracks quickly and with precision made him a favorite among record producers. He frequently traveled to cities like Berlin, Paris, and even back to Vienna to collaborate with various artists. Despite his success in Europe, Gunter Nezhoda felt increasingly restless. The recognition he had gained in Europe seemed limited, and he found himself dreaming of a larger stage. His aspirations were drawn to America, the birthplace of the rock culture he deeply admired. Stories from friends who had moved to the US described a vast country brimming with opportunities. But Gunter's desire for more wasn't just about achieving greater fame. It was about finding a place where his musical abilities could truly flourish. By the late 1980s, he was determined to pursue the American dream. And finally, with a mix of sadness and resolve, Gunter said goodbye to Germany and headed for Las Vegas, a city famed for its vibrant entertainment scene. Now, what happened there was beyond the wildest of Gunter. Gunter's arrival in Las Vegas struck him with both awe and disorientation. The Strip at night, with its dazzling lights and bustling crowds, was a stark contrast to the intimate music clubs of Frankfurt. The grand casinos and the city's emphasis on spectacle over depth initially left him feeling out of place. However, the lavishness that first overwhelmed him soon turned into his new environment to explore. Gunter spent his first weeks roaming from one casino to another, soaking in the sounds of slot machines and the performances of lounge bands. It was amidst these flamboyant settings that Gunter began to grasp the unique pulse of Las Vegas. When he started there, it didn't went well. His initial shows in less prominent bars off the Strip were modest, with sparse audiences that often seemed indifferent. But one incident changed everything. One evening, during a small gig at a dive bar called the Junkyard, a sudden power outage cast the venue into darkness. Unfazed, and with the aid of a few cell phone lights, Gunter continued to perform. His spontaneous acoustic set, filled with soulful blues renditions, captivated the small audience. Though the setting was humble, this performance became a pivotal moment for Gunter, earning him his first local following, and from there, he never looked back. Word of Gunter's unique style and captivating stage presence started to spread throughout Las Vegas. He transitioned from performing on sidewalks under neon lights to playing in small bars hidden from the main tourist areas. Gradually, he found his way to more prominent venues. He became a regular at the Neon Guitar, a popular spot on the Strip, where his renditions of classic rock anthems and blues-infused bass lines began drawing larger crowds. It was at this bustling venue where Gunter's career took an unexpected twist. During one particularly energetic performance, he caught the attention of an independent film director who often visited the bar seeking inspiration. Captivated by Gunter's charisma and unique European flair, the director offered him a cameo role in an indie film set in the vibrant heart of Las Vegas. Although it was a minor role, it opened up a new avenue of creative expression for Gunter and marked his first appearance on the silver screen. His acting debut coincided with a lucky break when he met Mike Varney, a famous music producer known for spotting and developing talent. Under Varney's mentorship, Gunter found incredible opportunities that had previously seemed out of reach. He collaborated with famous musicians like Pat Travers and Leslie West, who both appreciated the unique qualities Gunter added to their music. These collaborations didn't just boost his skills, they solidified his reputation as a versatile and talented bassist. By 2005, after successful music tours and several notable music collaborations, Gunter decided to shift his focus towards acting. He signed up for acting workshops, hired a coach, and began auditioning with the same zeal he had shown in his early days in music. His move wasn't just about seeking new opportunities, it was driven by a deep desire to delve into the complexities of human emotions and storytelling from a fresh perspective. His actual acting breakthrough came in 2009 with the indie film I Am Here Now, directed by cult filmmaker Neil Breen. In this unusual blend of science fiction and existential drama, Gunter took on a supporting role that made the most of his strong presence and deep voice. He played a disillusioned company executive, a performance that captured the attention of both audiences and critics. Riding the wave of this momentum, Gunter secured roles in several more films, each one offering him a chance to hone his acting skills further. In Astro Zombies, M4, Invaders from Cyberspace, 2012, he explored a darker side as a villainous mastermind, a stark contrast to his real-life personality. That same year, he appeared in Ice Princess, 2012, playing a kind-hearted guardian and showcasing his versatility across different film genres. One of Gunter's most memorable roles came in the 2014 thriller Do Not Disturb, where he portrayed a weary detective on the trail of a serial killer. This gritty, noir-style film required a significant emotional and physical transformation, which Gunter embraced wholeheartedly. However, the peak of his acting career was in The Haunting at Death Valley Junction, 2020. In this horror film, he played the eerie innkeeper of a haunted hotel, a role that demanded a nuanced blend of subtlety and intense fear. His chilling and compelling portrayal solidified his reputation as a skilled character actor, capable of carrying a film on his shoulders. But acting wasn't a last thing Gunter had explored. Beyond his roles in auctions and on film sets, Gunter Nezhoda also developed a deep passion for photography, a medium he felt captured fleeting moments with the permanence of art. Gunter began exploring photography seriously in the early 2000s, a time when he was reflecting on his life and exploring interests outside his established careers. With his trusted Nikon camera in hand, Gunter wandered through the streets of Las Vegas and beyond. He captured a range of subjects, from the weathered faces of street performers to the decaying elegance of old buildings that whispered tales of the city's forgotten past. His method was both meticulous and instinctive, often waiting hours for just the right lighting or for a fleeting moment that revealed the true spirit of his subject. Gunter's unique perspective eventually attracted the attention of major corporations like Microsoft and Ford, who hired him for commercial projects designed to bring a more human touch to their brands. For Microsoft, he created a series that captured the diverse ways people interact with technology in everyday scenarios, which was featured in a global advertising campaign. For Ford, he photographed a series of road trips, highlighting their cars against the backdrop of vast American landscapes to underscore themes of freedom and adventure. Moreover, his work began to receive recognition not just commercially, but also within the art community, leading to several exhibitions. His first solo exhibition, Life in Contrast, took place at a boutique art gallery in downtown Las Vegas. This exhibition showcased a collection of his black and white photographs, which were celebrated for their emotional depth and artistic precision. His photography also gained exposure in national and international art publications, including a feature in Photography Weekly. This publication highlighted his series on urban decay in Las Vegas, which starkly contrasted the city's glitzy exterior with the harsh realities of its less visible neighborhoods. Gunter often used interviews and personal essays as platforms to express his views on art and life. In a memorable interview with Artists and Insights magazine, he likened photography to jazz, saying, "It's all about improvisation on a theme." He believed that both art forms embody the spontaneity of creation and capture fleeting moments of beauty in the mundane. Gunter Nezhoda's collaborations with other artists and models showcased his commitment to using photography as a narrative tool. He produced a series of photo essays with local poets and musicians, pairing his images with their lyrics and melodies. In one notable project, he worked with a Las Vegas jazz musician, capturing the intimate moments of the musician's creative process and performances. Gunter also ventured into multimedia collaborations, including a project titled Synthesis that blended his photographs with digital art from a renowned graphic designer. This innovative mix was exhibited across the West Coast and praised for its fresh approach to combining traditional photography with modern digital techniques. In 2015, Gunter Nezhoda found himself drawn into the dynamic world of reality TV. Known for his skilled eye in collecting valuable antiques and rare musical instruments, Gunter was initially unsure about joining Storage Wars. His son Rene, who was already popular on the show, convinced him to try it out, even if just for one episode. Gunter's first appearance in the show's 8th season wasn't just a guest spot, it was a hit. Gunter's mix of European charm, deep knowledge of history, and friendly demeanor made him a standout on the show. Viewers loved not only his expertise, but also his charismatic fatherly vibe, which added a new and refreshing dynamic to the series. Any initial doubts Gunter had about joining Storage Wars disappeared as he saw the opportunity to both entertain and educate viewers. The chemistry between Gunter, his son Rene, and daughter-in-law Casey quickly became a highlight of Storage Wars. As a family team, they combined their strengths to make a big impact. Rene's bold bidding strategies, Casey's keen sense of retail, and Gunter's deep knowledge of history and appraisals made them a powerful trio. They were experts at uncovering the hidden value in dusty, forgotten storage units. Their teamwork shone brightly in an episode from the 9th season, where they discovered a collection of World War II memorabilia. Gunter, with his extensive knowledge of European history, was able to quickly provide context and value estimates for the items. This turned what might have been a routine find into an exciting historical discovery. This episode not only showcased their effective teamwork, but also highlighted how Gunter's expertise brought extra depth to the show. Gunter quickly became a fan favorite on Storage Wars, especially when episodes featured his expert insights. One memorable episode showcased Gunter discovering a vintage accordion from the 1930s in an ordinary-looking locker. He not only played a few tunes on it, but also shared a brief history of its role in European folk music. This engaging and educational moment was a hit with the audience. Another standout episode was when Gunter found a rare 1960s Gibson Les Paul guitar. His expertise shone as he authenticated the guitar on the spot, detailing its unique features and its importance in music history. Gunter's enthusiasm was contagious, capturing viewers' attention and significantly boosting the show's ratings. These moments not only entertained but also confirmed Gunter's valuable presence on the show. Behind the scenes of Storage Wars, Gunter was known for his professionalism and kindness, earning him deep respect and affection from fellow cast members. His warm relationships were built on genuine respect, making him a beloved figure on set. Regulars on the show, such as Barry Weiss and Dan Dotson, frequently sought Gunter's advice on various finds, relying on his vast expertise. While these interactions weren't always fully showcased on television, they played a crucial role in fostering a team atmosphere that went beyond the competitive nature of the bidding. In the hot summer of 2019 in Las Vegas, Gunter Nezhoda started to notice signs he initially thought were just part of getting older and being tired. After years of the intense demands of Storage Wars, along with his photography and acting, he began experiencing shortness of breath and a constant cough. At first, he chalked these symptoms up to the desert dust and his packed schedule of filming and appearances. However, as time went on, these symptoms didn't go away but got worse. Gunter, always known for his energy and stamina, found himself needing more breaks to catch his breath during shoots, something that was totally out of character for him. The severity of his condition hit home in late 2019 after a particularly tough day on set led to an emergency room visit when Gunter collapsed, struggling to breathe. Following a series of tests, including a lung biopsy, the diagnosis was clear: lung cancer. He received this life-changing news in the cold, impersonal setting of a hospital room. Gunter's first reaction was shock, quickly followed by a stoic acceptance. He had overcome many challenges in his life, but this was different. He was now fighting against his own body, a battle that threatened the very core of his life, his family, his passions, and his dreams. Treatment for Gunter Nezhoda's lung cancer began in earnest in early 2020, involving aggressive chemotherapy sessions. The side effects hit him hard and fast. Gunter, who had always been robust and healthy, now faced severe nausea, fatigue, and respiratory complications that even made speaking difficult. This drastic change in his health also took an emotional toll, as Gunter found it challenging to reconcile his public image, the lively, optimistic treasure hunter seen on TV, with his weakening physical state. Despite these difficulties, Gunter was determined to continue his work on Storage Wars. He did not want to step away from the show he loved and the fans who had supported him over the years. His appearances became less frequent, and it was evident to everyone around him that although his spirit was as strong as ever, he was enduring significant pain. As 2022 approached, Gunter Nezhoda's health continued to deteriorate, but his determination did not waver. His final appearances on Storage Wars were both poignant and impactful, deeply moving both longtime fans and new viewers. Despite his health challenges, Gunter kept sharing his extensive knowledge and his characteristic humor, making each appearance a powerful reminder of his dedication and passion for the show. Each episode he featured in was received with warmth and respect as fans realized that any appearance could be his last. Gunter Nezhoda's fight with lung cancer entered its critical phase in early 2023. After enduring months of fluctuating health, a sudden emergency led to surgery. Unfortunately, complications after the surgery worsened quickly, and it soon became clear that his condition was terminal. Surrounded by his family in a hospital in Salt Lake City, Utah, Gunter faced his final days with dignity and solemnity, comforted by the presence of his loved ones. His passing on March 21, 2023, was a somber moment for everyone who knew him and had been influenced by his life. It marked the end of an era not only for his family and friends, but also for the many fans and colleagues who had followed his career over the years. To honor Gunter's memory and extend his legacy, his family, led by his son Rene, initiated several projects. The Gunter Nezhoda Foundation was established to support cancer research and fund arts education, mirroring Gunter's passions for health and cultural enrichment. Additionally, an annual photography contest was launched in Gunter's name to encourage amateur photographers to capture and share the beauty in everyday life, a theme Gunter often explored in his photography. These initiatives not only keep his memory alive, but ensure that his influence continues to resonate and inspire.